Today's title is What You're Waiting For, which was why I was playing Gwen Stefani in the background, just to get us in the mood. Remember, music to give you energy, help you move through your emotions, whether you want to be high, take you through your low times, motivate, whatever mood that you want it to take you through. And thank you for the awesome feedback that I have received so far about episode 1 and some of the inspired action. From one lady in particular, I'm going to give you a shout out, Lisa. Awesome. Loved receiving your message, and I loved hearing about the inspired action that you took. Because as I said in episode 1, without taking the action, you know, none of those, whether it's our dreams, goals, aspirations, or as simple as our to-do list, without action, it ain't happening. You're not going to bring it into your reality. And today's topic following on from that is, what are you waiting for? So I want to invite you to ask yourself that question first. What are you waiting for? What's that one big thing that you're either, wanting to do, wanting to achieve, wanting to experience? Maybe it's something you want to let go of. What's that one big thing? That thing that's always ticking away, either in the foreground or in the background. So ask yourself that question. What's that one big thing that you either want to invite in, achieve, or perhaps it's something that you want to let go of? Because we can get, and I know certainly in my own experience, we can get bogged down in our own, internal dialogue. I look tired today. Had a bit of a fun afternoon out yesterday, resulting in way too many drinks. And when we have way too many drinks, we end up with a shit night's sleep. And that's what happened. I knew I was expecting it to happen, and so it did. 3 a.m. The liver was kicking in. So what's that one big thing that's either spinning in the foreground or in the background? And what's the reason? Ask yourself that question. What's the reason why you're waiting? And I've got something that I'm not taking action on. I'm not going to reveal it today, or maybe I will. See, that's me holding myself back. Okay, I will spit it out. So I really enjoy writing. And often when I, whether I'm listening to a meditation or a podcast or just having that internal dialogue with myself on what it is that, we've got one life, right? What's that one thing that, if I could strip everything away, all of the stuff, all of the excuses, all of the delays, all of the reasons why, why to do it or why not to do it, all of that stuff, if you could strip all of that away and there be no restrictions, what's that thing that you want to do in your life? And for me, I'd like to write a book. So writing is something that I've always enjoyed. And I mentioned in, mentioned it in episode 1 about my journaling practice. And it's not something I do too much of now, with regret when I look back, because I actually started doing a journal for my boys as well when they were in utero. and kept up to it for quite a while. And now, like, it's scary when you look back at how much time goes by and how quick time goes. Time's always ticking and it doesn't wait for anybody. And it's scary when I look back, I pick up their journal to write an entry and there can be more than 12 months has gone by. I haven't even got an entry in there for their birthday. Because time's always ticking and it's moving at a rate, you know, faster sometimes than our conscious awareness. Another reason why, you know, why not to stay stuck in all of our excuses and reasons that are holding us back on that thing. And there's lots of reasons why I've been holding myself on writing that book. And I hope this will be the year that I at least make a start. At least make a start on that goal. Sometimes we need to, you know, it can feel so like writing a book is going to be a big deal. It's going to take up a lot of time on top of everything else that I've got going on. But is it? Because I could get started today and just commit to 10 minutes of writing, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. You know, maybe instead of being on Instagram doing the scroll, maybe I could dedicate, you know, even half of the time that I spend doing that, which at the moment is way too much, rather than wasting the time doing that. You know, and I put this question to you as well. Rather than doing that and wasting your time doing that, or some other activity where, you know, essentially you're just wasting time and that time could be redirected into something else, i.e. your one big thing. Invest the time into that. And just start, you know, meet yourself where you're at. Meet yourself where you're at today. And mostly, be honest with yourself. You've got to be honest with yourself, ladies. When, you know, if you are listening to the playback of this and you're hearing me asking you these questions, you need to actually really hear the questions. You need to really listen, you know, and ponder. You don't even need to have an answer now. Just take the question in and invite that answer to come up. You know, and when you give yourself the time and space to just let that answer come up, it will. It will come up. It's just about asking yourself the right question as well. You know, if it's a goal, if it's a big, scary goal, and often they are, the things that we are, you know, holding ourselves back on, with all of the excuses, all of the procrastinations, often it is a big, scary goal. But like I said, it's not, you don't need to achieve that goal today. You can break that big, scary goal down into smaller, bite-sized goals. Like I say, with the writing or whatever it is, whether it's, you know, you want to learn something, whether there's, you know, maybe you've got a stack of, like me, a stack of self-development books. You know, I've got books on parenting. I've got books on, you know, I guess sort of becoming more spiritually aware. You know, I've got books on business. all sorts, all of them half read, a quarter read, 3/4 read. So instead of me, like I say, directing all this time into the scroll or sitting there at night watching junk TV, I could be investing some of that time into, finishing those books that I'm really enjoying reading, but I've got too many of them on the go. Because this girl likes to learn a lot, and I'm interested in a lot of different things as well. So how can we, if that's you and you've got a lot going on already, and you've also got a lot of ideas and aspirations, either things that you want to let go of or things that you want to invite in, how can you break that down into something that feels more digestible, something that you can actually get started on? And not just get started on, but keep going. So you've got to create a practice, and this follows on from last week's episode. You've got to create a practice where you can continue. So it's not just about getting started. It's not just about starting and taking that inspired action. It's about creating a framework then where you can continue that on. Starting up here. So you've got to make that commitment up here in the mind that you're going to hold yourself accountable, and then create some kind of a structure or framework, whether that be a framework of people, if that's going to help, to keep you on track and accountable and moving forward, whether it's, some kind of a written framework, something that you would put into your calendar, your diary, reminders, alarms. There's lots of ways. You just got to ask yourself what that would look like for you to make that decision, to take that action, and to be able to keep taking that action. So on that note, I'm going to leave it there today, a nice short and sweet one. I'll try to keep them shorter, sort of around that 10-15 minute mark. I think this is, I can't see the time on this one, but maybe around the 10 minutes. So let's see if we've got the tunes going in the background just to see what's playing. Oh, nice. Bit of music to play us out, ladies. And I'm going to need